Hey guys, welcome back to the Messy Truths podcast. This is Mar recording from Montreal, and I should correct myself because last week I said that it was episode 35, but actually this episode right here is episode 35.
Okay. Aye, it's Nesha. I'm feeling fully like myself today. So I am truly back, bitches.
Amen.
Calling all the way out from Kanagahage and shouting it down south to our girl.
Hey, it's Azar, and I am coming off, I want to say, a 2-weekend birthday festivities, kind of, yeah. So I feel so alive, and I am recording from New York City as per usual.
All right.
So what are we getting into?
We are playing a game. I know how much y'all love the games. And I'm starting to realize, listeners, that Mar and Oz put me in charge of the games. I don't know if it's because I love the games.
Because you're an amazing games master.
You're a game master.
I'd rather be a games mistress. It sounds more noir.
Game
dark.
Mistress.
I like it.
Let's do it.
So
let's get the games going.
I think the listeners know that I play these games with my friends and more particularly my husband. He's not a talker. So we play games. Does he like it? No. Do I like it? Yes. So today's game. So we've played, what have we played before?
We've played Convo and Chill.
Convo and Chill is one of my favorite. We've played Fluster. And today we are playing Our Moments, which Mar thinks could be a dating site for 65 and older.
Our final moments.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Aye.
Before we get into it, I just want to say congratulations, ladies. We have reached over 1,000 downloads of Messy Truths. So
let's get messy.
Yes.
Getting messy with it.
Thank you, listeners. Thank you.
We're almost at Miles's milestone of 100,000 downloads. Not quite there.
We're just a fraction. And happy birthday to our lovely Miles. His birthday is coming up. Shout out to our podcast master, Miles.
Yes.
And,
the king.
and his baby brother Kane.
Big brother Kane. Yes, of course.
And June babies.
Curly Kane.
Curly Kane.
Yeah.
Also, I just got to... Go ahead.
We can only hope to ever be on Miles's level of podcasting. So, maybe we'll get to 10,000 downloads at some point in time.
We will. But you know what? I'm mad proud of Miles. Miles is not even, 12? He's not even 12, right?
Dude, he's not even 10. He's going to be 10.
Oh, my God.
And he has 100,000 plus downloads. 100,000 plus downloads
Amazing.
On his podcast. I mean, it is
amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out to FNF. If you've not checked it out, you need to go check that out, especially if you have children. They will thoroughly enjoy that podcast.
They will.
I guess so. I also have to say, on a hip hop moment, I am totally feeling the Kendrick album. I just got to put that out there, folks. It's when
deep.
You're home.
It's deep.
And you've got, it is. And I love, I could do a whole episode on that album and how many things he touched. But
maybe we should.
Maybe we will.
Album reviews.
Ooh. I love this.
There we go, giving us ideas. So Our Moments is a game with well-worded questions that all it takes to build a bridge across generations. So it's supposed to help open and meaningful communication. And there are different editions. There's Our Moments families, Our Moments couples. I chose family because the three of us are family. And it's going to help us reconnect using fun and engaging cards that feature interesting and thought-provoking topics. It's a family edition, listener, so there won't be any, depends on our answers, but there shouldn't be any grumminess. So I'm excited. I really do like these games. And so anyone who wants to send me any of these card games, please let me know because I'm often interested in buying more.
Yes, we are all open to the games. And at some point, I think we discussed we'll do a giveaway, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think of Convo and Chill, which is one of the games I like the most.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been into games for a long time. What about you ladies? Have you played games your whole life?
No,
Not games with life,
Not
but
like
just
these. These
game.
are more
definitely not
social
like these.
card games. I don't think I've done social card games. I mean, Cards Against Humanity,
I
yes.
love it.
That was
Love
probably
it.
the first one that I actually played. But before that, it's always been like, the usual, like, other games, board
Mm.
games, trivia games, that sort of thing.
I've been playing board games for a long time. It started off with chess. I played chess. I played backgammon, Battleship. I
Oh,
love them all.
Battleship.
I really love them all. I think it's
Battleship
why I
is good.
have Battleship was
Battleship
a
is
good
dope.
game.
Monopoly can turn you into a psychopath.
Oh
Yo,
my
I
god.
played this with Phil and we were both under influence. It didn't end well because apparently I stole money as the banker. I
Wait,
didn't
wait,
know I was
wait.
See,
stealing money.
they have new monopolies now where the it's like an automated thing where the banker is digital and so the
Ah,
banker
nah.
keeps track. Nah, see,
It's
that's
not
the
the
kind of
same.
monopoly I'm playing because I don't fuck with cheaters. So we're not
I didn't
cheating
cheat.
with
I was
Monopoly. No,
high.
but
It's
apparently,
different.
see, you couldn't do that shit with my little automated banking with
I was
Monopoly.
hiding money. I was putting it
Same
away for a rainy, snowy day.
hiding,
I,
cheating.
I
Hiding.
honestly, I didn't remember until Phil was like, "Yo, why is there money in your pocket?" I was like, "I don't know.
You
I don't
got
know how
all
it got there.
Panama Papers on them. What's up with that?
Mm-mm.
Come on,
I don't know
man.
what to tell you.
You, the community activist, you turned into a smoked salmon socialist?
I don't know." Bye. Mr. Z is leaving. All right, ladies.
Bye, Mr.
First
C.
one is an easy one.
Okay.
Do it.
What is one thing you are grateful for today?
Do you want me to go first? I am grateful for you guys.
Ah, hearts.
See?
I'm grateful for it all.
There you go.
Life, health, you ladies, family recovering from illness, everything. Grateful for it all.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, you know what? I have to concur with both of you. I'm grateful for everything, but I'm also grateful for my senses. I think when you're home recovering, I hear the birds now and I'm like, "Oh, they're pretty chill. I'm down with the birds."
Hmm.
Especially the Westmount birds. They talk to each other quite early. I don't know what they're talking about, but they got things to talk about. So I'm grateful for being able to see, hear, taste my
Hmm.
senses. So, and of course, all of you, all the listeners, my fams, health is super
Yep.
big.
Health
But
is
that
wealth.
wasn't easy. Health is wealth. Oh, I feel like I've got allergies today, viewers,
It's
listeners.
that season.
Another one, which will be super easy for me. What is your favorite holiday and why?
Hmm. Christmas.
Why?
I
You
just
like
love the
Christmas?
love. Everyone loves around that time, or you try to. Even the unlovable. It's kind of hard sometimes, but it's
I
great.
like Christmas too,
It's
but
one
I like
time
it
I
for the
get to,
presents.
be around family. It's a big deal in my family. Let's just say that. It's a big
Mm,
deal in my family. And yeah, great to see everybody and be around them. Love it.
Christmas, I just think cold.
Right. Mine is definitely Persian New Year because obs.
Oh,
But
Hmm.
I also like, and this is I don't know where we stand with this holiday, but I love Thanksgiving. So, not the whole,
not the
slaughter and all
Not
that
the
part.
not the
Right.
decolonization part.
colonial
Yeah, no,
part.
no. But I love the idea that here's a day where we can be thankful. We should be thankful every day, but that we acknowledge the thankfulness and we eat bitches because
Oh
food
my
is
God.
life. And that is really why I like Thanksgiving because I look forward to eating and eating and eating and eating, basically.
See, American Thanksgiving eating is what
It's
I do at
different.
Christmas time.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right,
Mm,
right.
that's what I do
it's
at Christmas time.
interesting. I don't see, I guess the definition of a holiday is something people en masse celebrate. Because my first answer was my birthday, but that's not a holiday. In my world, it's a holiday. But I'm trying, actually, you know what? I don't know if I'm down with any of the holidays. I enjoy the family time. I'm trying to think of a holiday that's super significant to me. Um, I don't know, maybe Eid. I really enjoy Eid. It's very similar to like Christmas, but I think I don't have a specific holiday. I just enjoy when the family's together. Like in
Yep.
our family, it's big. And not what I really think is cool about our family is that my mom's side is Christian, and they know, my husband and I are Muslim, and they're like down for the Eid celebration, and I really appreciate that. I love that kind of like cultural religious communication. And my
Hmm.
grandma is so cute. She's like, no, 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 we can't eat now. Mr. Z is not ready yet. We have to wait. And so I really appreciate
Aw.
that. So I appreciate that. So I don't know if I have a favorite holiday, but vanity included, in my head, it's my birthday.
No, I
Of
feel that.
course.
It is. And I've already been thinking about what I'm going to do this January because I'm turning 45. And listeners, I don't know what to tell you, but I know it will be big.
Hmm.
This will be a hard one. And so I've just seen the questions myself. Normally I have an advantage over the ladies, but I just picked out the question. So this is going to be interesting, and I'll give you a moment to think. The question is, what is the most beautiful place you've ever seen?
The most
Hmm.
beautiful place we've ever seen.
Yes,
Oh.
I know.
Hmm.
Damn, this is hard.
I told you we were warming up, Oz.
Hard.
So think of a country you've been to.
I mean, I'm thinking Australia and New Zealand.
Mm,
Those two places are absolutely stunning. Really, really stunning. Like beautiful.
I can imagine the greenery alone, right?
And yeah, the mountains and just the ocean, and it's majestic. Just beautiful.
Mm,
I think the most beautiful places I've seen, I want to say there's two places. One is definitely Southern California
so SoCal,
because
yeah.
the the Pacific Ocean, and then you can see mountains, like you can kind of
Mhm.
see both sides of it. I think it's gorgeous. But I also feel like Iran is really, really beautiful. Like, and I remember going because you can also see huge mountains, like snow peaking mountains from the city, which is like, so it's like you see all the city lights and then you see these ginormous, and I mean ginormous mountains in the
Mhm.
backdrop. And I remember going to like, it's like a peak or a hill that you could see the city, like kind of like a city view, kind of like we
Mm,
what we have in on Mount Royal
Yeah.
when you
So you
look
go
out,
to the
right?
top and you get the
The
lookout.
see the
Yeah.
yeah.
city. And I remember just being so blown away by it. I think I was like maybe
Mm.
12 or 13
I'm
or
not
11.
surprised. I told you, husband and I have been watching like these food tour shows, and the one we watched was Iran, and I was hungry. I was like, oh my God, the food looks so good. But they showed us this place called Half of the World. It was beautiful, and the mosques are beautiful and
Hmm.
exquisitely done. So I'm with you. I've traveled a lot too. Some of the places that I consider like is the white beaches and the water in Barbados. Oh my
Mm.
God. Like, and
Mm.
I'm really offended by sand sometimes. Like I get mad because I don't like the grit in sand, and I don't like sand on my feet. I'm always trying to wash it off and stuff. I don't like that feeling. But Barbados, the sand is white, the water's crystal clear. It's amazing. I love it. I also love at the top of the peak of Hawaii. I
Mm.
loved it. Oh, I loved Hawaii as well. But in terms of nature, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I love when the trees are turning color here in Montreal, and
Hmm.
you take that
Yeah.
drive out, like outside of
To the
Montreal up into
country.
the
Yeah.
north to the it's
The north and the
exquisite.
eastern
Stunning.
townships. Yeah, there's great
Yeah.
fall
Stunning.
foliage. It's really beautiful. It
Oh,
is really beautiful. It truly
it's
is.
extremely beautiful.
It's one of my favorite things to do around my birthday, since it is in the fall, is take
Yeah.
that. I don't really celebrate the Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. I always go away for my birthday, and that's one of the things that we do
It's
is go away
beautiful.
for a drive outside of the city. It's beautiful. Yeah,
It's
apple
beautiful.
picking, and you know.
Outside of my house in my area, the trees turn purple. It's it's beautiful. So I can't believe I'm saying that because it's in Quebec, but whatever. We'll
And
just leave that right there.
Quebec
it
Quebec
leads
has
to
some
cold
nice
weather.
parts to it.
It does.
It's just really pretty. I have to say, I've taken that drive through the Adirondacks or to Val David or Mont Tremblant, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and I've come to appreciate it. But I do like the view from Long Beach, like you were saying, Oz, like the Long Beach view with the palm trees is beautiful too.
Gorgeous.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I have to say one of my new favorite places might be the safari view in Kenya when I was in Nairobi.
Oh, I
Like
want to go.
you just see like the lions eating giraffes, which I'm still a bit traumatized, but loved it at the same time. The cheetahs running, the elephants chilling, like it's quite majestic. All right, this is another goodie. What was the most surprising thing that happened to you this year?
The most surprising thing.
Yes.
Here. Good Lord.
Bringing to you by Our Moments, ways to bridge conversations.
I would say like dealing with health issues. You know, I found out I had a medical condition I never even heard of before. I was like, what the hell is this? And I hope I get rid of it before the end of the year because God knows this just like, it was ruining my life. Like not being able to travel as much and doing certain things, even exercising became kind of painful. Like it's just, that was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. And I pray that I don't ever encounter the severity of that ever again. Almost there. There.
I think for me, the most surprising thing was that I found out that I have a much stronger and supportive community that I ever knew existed. I really had no idea that there are people in my circle, in my friends, in my community that would hold me down the way that I was held down this year. So that would be my most surprising thing.
That's awesome.
I don't have anything deep. My most surprising thing this year was maybe how much I have an entrepreneur in me. I don't really enjoy having my own business, but apparently I'm really good at what I do. So that's probably the most surprising, like making profit this year and my accountant, shout out to Hung Jung, being like, oh, you doubled your profit. I was like, oh, I did. I'm really bad at bookkeeping and all this stuff. And I think that's the most surprising thing. I also, the consistency of our podcast. Yo, listeners, we got busy schedules. We got kids, we got husbands, we got people. We got health, we got operations, we got jobs, but we managed to find almost every week, with the exception of medical weeks or something extraordinary happening, we've managed to pull through 35 episodes. And that surprises me a lot because I look at the time and sometimes I feel like I'm stealing from Peter to pay Paul, but we have managed to carve out time. And so much so that the podcast has become so important that I block it in my schedule. So when clients look at my schedule, they're like, oh, can you move this? No, I can't move it. Like, no, I'm sorry. So that I find pleasantly surprising.
Good. I'm glad you feel that way.
Me too.
Oh, thank you.
Me too.
Okay, this is something interesting for the future. What is one thing you'd like to learn how to do in the next year?
In the next year.
Sorry, because I know what I'm going to do.
I want to learn how to roller skate.
That's cool.
I've always wanted to roller skate, but I'm so clumsy on wheels.
I don't like falling either. Nobody wants to fall.
It takes time, you know, practice. A lot of practice.
Do I have time to practice a lot? Maybe I'll practice around the house. That's not so bad.
No.
Or touch one of the kids and roller skate with them.
Don't disturb your neighbors downstairs.
Fuck the neighbors.
Man, that's a hard one. What would I like to learn before the end of the year? Look, I have my license, but I am not the greatest driver. And so
I'm right there with you, Mar.
I'd like to actually do more driving. That's the one thing. I don't do a lot.
Bad idea.
I move the car, run errands, but I mean, like, I'm not really driving,
I hear you.
I did a little bit before. I wasn't doing it enough. I need to stop being so stupid, like, and self-imposed in like my handicap, and actually get out there and get behind the wheel and do more driving. So that's what I'd like to accomplish before the end of the year.
I have to agree with you. I drive maybe 3 times a year, and that's to go on a Costco
Yeah.
run. And I'm pleased with myself when I do it. So I
Yeah.
have two things. I want to learn to twerk. I've been practicing
Wow.
quite a bit. I practice
Amazing.
every day until surgery. I always have my husband come home and I'm like, watch. And he's like, babe, I don't want to watch this. So I'm always
Why
practicing.
not? Why doesn't he want to watch that? I want to watch, Nesha. You show
Yeah, I'm
me.
gonna do it. Okay, good. And now that I have this thing bounding me, I've been learning how to do it more. I'm getting better at it. I have to say, I am getting better. So I actually do it in my secret time. I'm always shaking my booty, always doing kind of shit. Listening to light skin Keisha from Atlanta, who makes me want to twerk.
Wow.
And that's what I do. And sometimes I do it in the shower too. Like I hold on to the bar. Oh God, it's a whole thing. So I want to do
I'm
my
loving
twerk
this.
debut.
Loving
That's
it.
true, Mar.
Debut.
Yeah.
Once you're done, I need a tutorial because
Yes,
I
I just
still
both of
haven't
us.
figured this out.
Step by
Well,
step.
I figured in the beginning I was just moving my body, and then I had to isolate and then move. And I was like, oh, okay, I can twerk. And I'll tell you guys this off air. I can't talk about it on air. But my second thing is I want to golf more. I started golfing a couple years ago.
Ah, okay.
I really enjoy golf. It's very strategic as well, and it helps you with focus. So I want to golf more. And those are the two. But twerking is a top priority for me. It
Top
is a
priority.
top. It is.
I'd love to go golfing with you.
What about tennis, Mar? More tennis
I'd love
for
to
you?
go golfing. Oh, I learned how to do tennis this weekend, and
See,
still in pain from it. I'm still
tennis
in
is the
pain.
best. I love it.
My feet hurt. My arms hurt. My
Body.
legs hurt. My whole
No.
body just hurts from playing tennis. I've never
No.
played before. It was really fun. It was a lot of
So much
fun, but I
fun.
am definitely not going pro anytime soon. I watched King Richard and I think I was inspired, my husband was inspired and we thought, yeah, we could do it. No.
Oh, hell
It was
no.
terrible. But a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
No. The other thing I just signed up for my second Mud Girl race. So I've been doing a lot of these races. I really enjoy them, but I don't like the activities where you have to scale walls. So this year, one of my goals is to scale the Mud Girl wall because I was in that mud last year. I had to put goggles on because a girl cannot get her lashes wet with mud. Fuck
Oh,
that.
hell no.
So I had the goggles on and I was climbing through the mud and I loved it. And then I saw the wall. Like I was like, like a monkey bar thing. I was like, I'm not doing that. And I totally walked around it.
Good
So
for
this
you.
year I may attempt to do it. It'll be my second year doing it.
You are
Next.
so brave. No way
Oh, I
in
love
hell I'd be
those
trying to
things.
do American Ninja. No way.
You know what? I think
With
since I
mud?
lost weight, it makes me feel empowered. Like I couldn't do them
Yeah,
before.
of course.
And what did I do last year? Mud Girl, color, race, and a 5K, like the cure for cancer.
I've done the
So
color run before. That's cool.
oh, I love it.
Word of advice to Black women with froze out there: make sure you like wear a wig or wear a cap or something because getting that color out of your fro is a little bit difficult.
Oh,
Absolutely.
rough.
Yeah.
So this is a secret question. This is where you're going to reveal secrets to myself and the listeners. Tell me something about you that you think I might not know. I told you these questions are hilarious.
Crickets.
I feel like you would know everything about me. I feel like
we don't know everything. You didn't know I had a twerking obsession that I twerk secretly at home.
I kind of did.
Okay.
I feel like you've mentioned it before. Did you know I used to jump horses?
No.
Did you know that, Mar?
No.
There you go.
See?
It's out there.
No, wait. The jumping of horses. We need details.
So I used to be in an equestrian club, and I would
Oh,
ride,
cool.
and then I eventually, before we left Dubai, started jumping, like doing the horse jumping thing. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there you go. You didn't know that about me.
No, not at
It's
all.
not a secret, but it's
We
something
didn't
you didn't
know.
know.
Mar?
I don't know. I think I can get a little bit obsessive when the endorphins go crazy in my body. So if there's something that I really, really thoroughly enjoy and am
Cake.
like experiencing pleasure from, exactly, then it's like it's going to stay on my mind. So yes, cake is a perfect example. I had been eating clean for God knows how long, and I just had these really terrible cravings. It was like, PMS season, and yeah,
Season.
I ended up buying an entire, well, it was a small lemon curd lemon cake from the grocery store, and I ate that thing.
You went in.
Hey, do you?
Nothing
I
wrong
It's
with
went in,
that.
one cake.
not all in
Uh,
one sitting, maybe
Right.
oh,
over the course of 2 sittings, but I'm just saying.
nevertheless. Well,
Yeah,
did I
yeah,
tell you ladies what I was doing? I was craving rockaberry cake. I think these are weird things happening post surgery. And I would
Mm.
order 3, 4 slices, take a bite, and then make my husband eat them breast. And he was like, "You're
yeah,
going to kill me with
What
sugar."
are you
And I
doing?
would just
yeah,
enjoy watching him eat. And he was like, "Don't order any more cake." And I was like, "Okay, fine."
yeah.
Um,
That's what I would say. It's the obsessive. It's the, yeah, I can get a bit obsessive about certain things. If it's really enjoyable to me, yeah, I can get obsessive about it. And it I find it difficult to kind of tear myself away. Like my latest obsession now is the game Royal Match. We talked earlier about apps we have on our phone, and I said I'm not a gaming person. Wrong. I
Apparently.
downloaded Royal Match on my phone, and I have not stopped playing the stupid game since I
oh
downloaded it.
no.
Every
Have
day, almost
you still haven't
every
tried
single day.
you still
Cooking
haven't tried
Madness?
Cooking Madness?
No, no. See, we're not no. Y'all are
It's
just
on the list. It's on the
There you
list.
go.
But yeah,
um
that's it.
something. I used to be a tap dancer. I tap
Okay.
danced
Oh,
I tap danced for 10 years. From
What,
the age
girl?
of
That's a long
5 to
time.
and I play saxophone. Those are 2 things that maybe you
See, I
didn't know
had
about
no
me.
idea. I didn't know
you
Yeah,
you
I
played the
was
saxophone?
I played the saxophone from the age of 5 to 16.
Can you still play it today?
Yeah, I mean, I play an alto sax. I played in a band. Okay, so those of you who don't know, I went to Royal West, which has a very strong band. And my mom made me play piano, which is like the standard black shit that parents make you do, like play an instrument. I didn't like
Didn't happen to
piano.
me.
Yeah,
happened to me. But I'm not black.
yeah, well, standard immigrant thing, like play an
There you go.
instrument. Like fuck that. I didn't like piano, although I can play it. I didn't enjoy it. I played the flute, but I really liked the sax because my grandmother grew up in a jazz era and I like
Mm,
jazz a lot. So I picked up the saxophone at 5 and I played it all through high school and elementary school. And then I had a music teacher who was a bitch. And I think she literally stole the passion out of me.
Don't you
But
hate that?
I know. And I really played the sax well. Like I was in honor band and stuff. And I
mm.
loved it. I loved it. And then I tap dance. My mom's got pictures of me in sequins. I did a whole Michael Jackson
I
routine.
want to see it.
Nice.
I want to see it.
I'll have to find those pictures. But yeah, I tapped for many years as well. So tap
Maybe
and
you could
sax.
start like a whole thing, like tap and twerk or something.
That you know what? I was
You
also
know,
part of
I'm ready to sign up for that lesson. I
yeah,
truly am.
tap and
right?
I'm
twerk.
ready.
You could lose weight. I also was in a stepping group in high school.
Hey, I love that.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Oh,
surprise me. I'm not surprised by that at all.
well, I mean, I went to a school where the 8 black people included the Asians and the Indian.
I cannot.
So,
What does that even
like,
mean?
we were all like, we have to do something. I mean, at Rural West, I brought Black History Month. Like, I was like, I used to go to school every day in grade 9, and they called my parents, my mother, left a message on my machine. You should never call the warden and tell her anything about her child and her pro-Blackness.
Do not call any Black parent from school. That is their worst nightmare.
So the one thing my mom says when she gets the message, she's like, tell me now. Because if I go to that school and you embarrass me, I'm going to beat you. So what they called about was every day in grade 9, the autobiography of Malcolm X came out. I'm a big Pan-Africanist, and I used to wear a Malcolm X cap and the big baggy t-shirt over my uniform every single day. I have pictures of this. And they were like, well, Sabrina, what? I'm not taking off my Malcolm X gear. When you have to be in uniform when you come in and leave, which is fine. But they didn't like me arriving with my t-shirt with the big X and the hat with the big X. And they called my mom, and my mom's like, don't talk stupidness to me. If my daughter wants to wear her Malcolm X stuff, this is what you're calling me about?
Yes.
Don't call me. My mom told them, don't call me about this shit. My daughter can wear anything she wants. And furthermore, she's Black. She's blackety black, and hung up the phone. So, yeah,
my mom. Her. Oh, love
that was poor Rural West. Poor Rural West was like.
Okay, wasn't that around the same time with the Black Power gear? Do you guys remember, like, the jackets?
Yeah.
And all that stuff?
Cross colors had, like, the whole Pan-African colors going on.
And my mom would go to New York. Right. Mm-hmm. And my mom was always like infiltrating Western education and making sure I knew everything. Mm-hmm. So, I was the person who had Malcolm X and Martin. Like, she always made sure I was, well educated in my culture. So when the school called, I know she wanted to say, "Oh, just fuck off me." That's a famous line of my mother's, "Just fuck off me." And the school was like, "Oh, well, thanks." And she's like, "And don't call back here." And that was the end of that. Because they used to leave messages on, your old school machine. Mm-hmm. And my brothers would try to erase their messages because their messages weren't great.
Different.
My messages were like, "Can you tell your daughter to stop being so Black, please?" And my brother's messages, "Well, can you tell your kid to come to school?" And yeah.
These schools, man, they don't even have a clue. I tell you.
No. Calling Black homes, talking about Malcolm
That's
X.
mild compared to the things that go on today. So mild.
I know. So here's a good one. What is the craziest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh. Sea cucumber.
What is that?
Yeah, tell us.
It is an absolutely really disgusting thing. So, my visit to Beijing, there was a lunch that I sat through, and I partook in some food that was on the table. I saw a vegetable stew, and I thought, oh, this is great. Thought there were mushrooms in there. I tasted it, didn't taste like mushrooms, tasted it again, spit it out. And I learned that it was sea cucumber, which is a bottom feeder that is wildly popular in certain Asian countries. And I would definitely not recommend it. Definitely not. Don't eat that stuff. Some Asian people will be used to it, That's fine. Do you, boo? Never again. Never again.
Okay.
Did you say interesting? Was that the word that you used?
No, craziest.
Craziest. Okay. Well, I don't know how crazy this is, but this is definitely some stuff that we eat in Iran. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I am super exploratory when it comes to food. Like, I know things that I like, and I'm down to try things, but I know things that I don't like, and don't give me any variation of it because I'm not even going to try it. Like fish. Get the fuck off me about fish. Yes, I'm sure people know how to make it. Yes, I'm sure this fish is less fishy than this fish, but I'm 45 years old and I've tried enough variations of fish in my life to tell you completely and wholeheartedly that I fucking hate fish. All right, that's besides the point. It's just because everyone's like, but you haven't. No, I don't like fish.
You're like,
I also
look,
don't. No,
don't give me the fish.
I don't want the fucking fish. All right. I also don't like liver or, fucking
Organ
heart
meat.
or kidney. Please. I
Organ
don't want
meat.
it. Just don't give it to me. I don't want it. All right.
So
okay.
you'll not be eating any West Indian cow foot soup or cow tongue soup.
No,
Wait.
no.
No, hold on.
Pig
Reel
feet?
it back.
Souse?
I
No souse?
don't think pig feet, but I actually have had cow tongue, and I enjoyed it. I have had brain. I did not enjoy it. And I've had chicken feet, and I enjoyed it. But that's the craziest.
Tripe?
And see, I've had tripe. This is like Iranian regular foods.
West
you know what I'm
Indian
saying?
also. Yeah.
But
blood pudding.
I don't know that.
African
I don't.
too,
No.
by the way.
No. Yeah, so those are the craziest things I've tried. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm not going to foray into other stuff. Just leaving it out there. Thank you.
You're a grown woman and you ain't doing it no more.
I have a friend like you, Oz. You bring seafood and fish, and she's like, no. So I'm married to an African man who eats things that I don't. I'm very Western, Eurocentric, North American.
So no chicken foot soup for you.
No. But I've dated an Asian guy. I've been to Hong Kong. I'm now married to an African. And I have to tell you, he loves everything. We went to Mexico City. He was looking for tripe soup. I was like, nah, bro, I'm not in it. We watched the Iran food thing. I'm not in it. I don't want to eat it. I'm not in it. The craziest thing I probably had was pigeon. I didn't know it was pigeon, but it was on the menu in HK. And
they eat it in Morocco too.
Yeah, but they're not like the nasty little dirty pigeons we see here. I've also had guinea fowl, which was unusual to me, like little chickens. I don't want to say I'm not open to it. I think the trick is not to tell me, because there's a visual in my head.
Duly noted.
Yeah, don't tell me. Like, I had alligator. I didn't know it was alligator, and
Did you have alligator souffle?
I had alligator in where did I go? Pennsylvania. Where was I? Not Philadelphia. Anyways, I was like, oh, okay.
They serve alligator in Louisiana.
Yeah,
I saw that on the menu there. Yeah,
but again, if you don't tell me, I'm okay. But if you tell me, there's a visualization that comes up in my head.
Done.
Like,
of course,
I'm done. So Zach was eating something, and he was like, "Oh, I've had horse meat. Not interested, bro. I think of all the nice. No, I'm not interested. But
I've eaten a little black stallion myself. Yes.
No.
Have you really? Wasn't salami originally made of horse? Am I tripping?
Probably. They eat it in Uzbekistan. It's like a big, again, this whole weekend we were watching food tours. We had nothing better to do. And I was like, no organ meat, no horsies. And I had to think about why I was saying no. It's a very North American thing about me, right? It's because we don't have farm to table. We don't see it's made or it's how it's killed. So that's why I'm like, no. But then I went to a Soyos and we had to kill to eat. And I was like, shit, I would be starving because I don't want to kill anything. That's my issue. I don't want to kill anything. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see you skin it. I'm not interested. But pigeon is probably one of those things where I was like, oh, okay. But no, I'm not eating horses. I told him,
yeah, you really do have a Western palate. You really do.
Exactly. But I do enjoy African food, right? Things that I can identify. I enjoy Iranian food, things that I eat at Ozzy's house, things that I can identify. But if you tell me there is a North American takeover that says no, yeah, exactly. So I've probably eaten a whole lot of shit, and not as long as you don't tell me.
no souse for you then. There's no
Actually,
souse.
my dad makes oxtail sauce because we don't eat pork. So he's made oxtail sauce. I really like it.
I
I
hate
love
souse.
Really
oxtail.
like it.
Do
Oh, I
I
not
love
like
like
it
the
at all.
oxtail. I love
sourness.
oxtail.
Oh, for those of you who don't know what souse is, it's like a pickled meat. Usually
It's pickled feet.
yeah, but if you don't eat pork, we pickle oxtail. And I really enjoy it. But I said to my husband, this is how people become vegetarian. If you watch how these things are
Oh
done,
no, I don't even want to talk
oh
about that
no,
shit.
no, no,
I didn't
no.
watch any of those food documentaries. Like, please, I have one life. Let me enjoy what I'm eating and living right now. Seriously, I don't want to do it.
No, that's how
But
you become.
But I will tell you, my dad had a really good saying because my dad is super adventurous. He used to eat everything, but when he used to go to China and he used to go travel a lot, he would tell them, "I don't eat my friends, so no pets for me, no cat, no dog, nothing that would be cool with me." Pretty
So
sure he wouldn't eat a
gross.
horse
Oh.
either, but he literally would be like, "I'll eat anything, but I don't eat my friends." So
Sea
that was my
cucumber?
dad. Shout out to my dad.
He
Shout out to
probably is
Baba.
eating sea cucumber.
Oh, I'm sure he's eaten snake. He's eaten fucking everything.
Oh.
I've
Everything.
also had
Ugh.
shark fin
Everything.
soup. Mr. Z has had snake too. They're like, oh, it's nah. If you want me to try it, just don't tell me.
See, don't do that
That's
with me
the
though.
thing.
Don't
The
ever pull that
closest-
shit with me.
The closest
No.
to snake are eels in the same family as snakes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, they're
because
like water snakes, aren't they?
I
Kinda,
do
sorta.
barbecue eel. I do barbecue eel when I go out for sushi. It
But
has
eel
to be
is
cooked really, really
popular
well,
in the
though.
sushi thing, right?
And it's
Isn't eel
so
a popular
popular
sushi?
in
Love it.
London because
Mm.
in London at one point they ran out of meat and so they had eel and mash. No, eels are not for me. Anything that looks snake-like is not for me. I'm very, as we
Sushi.
know,
Come on.
no, sushi's fine, but I'm not eating no eel. They turn and it's just a visualization. It turns me off completely.
I feel you.
All right.
Completely.
Got it.
Okay, so back into a more serious note, because now, and honestly, when I watch it, I feel like, ugh, like I was like, no, I can't. And Zach's like, you'll be fine. You'll just eat it. No, no, no. He was telling me about when we go to Ghana, the things I will have. I'll be packing some Weetabix. I'm good.
Tripe soup.
Nope, nope. Have you ever had to end a friendship? How did you know it had to end? Ay, ay,
Do
ay.
you really want me to talk about this?
Not that friendship. Maybe choose another one in your repertoire.
Okay.
I just cut people off. I think
Miranda's like, chop, chop.
Yeah. I think I hit about like maybe 30, and that was when the first phase of cutting people off started, and then I've just continued. It's been like an annual thing, I think.
Oh my God.
I don't even tell
What
people.
does that mean?
I just stop
but
talking
are they
to
really,
you and
but if they text you, would you not text back?
no,
This is what's happening?
we don't have
No,
the same
it's a
numbers.
cutoff, Oz.
That's
She's
it. We're
like that
done.
Rick and Morty episode where they all the town decide they're going to kill each other and that's the end. You ever
That's
seen
the
that
end.
Rick and Morty episode
No.
where it's
Never.
like oh my God. Okay, for those of you who are listening, watch Rick and Morty, you know what episode I'm talking about. They have like a doomsday episode where once a year the town get together and it's everybody's fair game and you can kill them and cut them off. That's the end. Chop chop. So Mara's like, and
Mara's
Mara
done.
just said,
I just don't
I'm
say
still
anything.
going through that phase. She said it's an annual thing, by the way.
It is
So-
every day, every year.
Every day.
Every year, you should be purging yourself of the evil.
That's
in
what
your
it's called.
life.
That's what the episode is
Evil.
called. The Purge.
Yeah. So
Right.
I mean, I have a family member who, was like a friend, and I just got tired of all of being spoken to like I was the reason for the misery in this person's life. You are literally bringing me down every time I talk to you. You said some like unsavory things about other cultures. It's just like, nah, bro.
Oh, no.
You and I,
Yeah, I don't have that.
we can't be friends. We're done.
Purged.
So
So-
yeah, purge.
For that
Cut
shit.
them off. You may still have my phone number. I'm not answering. I don't really care to answer. And I just stop all communication, and that's pretty much
Wow.
how I
Oz, we
roll.
better watch out.
If in
Because she said she does it every year. So
if in 6 months you're still around and we're still reconnecting like nothing happened, which I have those
Safe.
relationships and I appreciate those relationships. You know, there's
Mhm.
some people who you've been friends with a really long time and you haven't heard from each other in like a year, but then you reunite and it's like no time has passed.
Nothing. You pick up where you left off.
Exactly. Those are some of the best friendships. Those are not the friendships of people that I cut off. When
No.
you're gone, you're gone. You'll know. You will know. You're done.
Yo, we need to have an episode of Mars step-by-step purge friendships because
Mhm.
that's
Some
serious.
people don't even know. Some people just don't even know.
So people are on who listen are like, oh shit, that's why I haven't heard from Mars.
Yeah, that
I
could
got
be it.
purged.
Pretty much.
I got
Yeah.
purged.
I got purged.
So I feel like I am like Mar in a way that I don't get so close to people. I think Mar is the same way. So I have a lot of acquaintances, but very few friends. And I don't think I'm as harsh with the cutoff. Like, I feel like, I might just kind of pull back and withdraw and like they get it, they get it, they don't, they don't. But there are a couple of people who have crossed the line with me. And I think those I don't want to call them friendships because I never viewed the friendship the way that they viewed the friendship to begin with, and then they got too comfortable with me and I was just like, "Whoa, bitch, back the fuck off." So there's been that. But I mean,
Mm.
I don't want to even say that this is frequent because I don't have that many friends, if you will, right?
Mm.
The purging gets less and less as the years go by.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. um it's interesting with myself and friendships because I am the maintainer of friendships. I don't know if the two of you feel that way as well, but
Yes.
I'm the one
Yeah,
who
you
I
No,
definitely are.
really
you. I feel that way
care.
about you. I don't feel
You
that
are
way
Oh,
about me.
definitely the
You.
maintainer.
You are the
You're
I
maintainer.
in it for the
really
long haul. You play the long
Yes,
yeah.
you
game. You
are.
are like Ms. Longevity when it comes to
Yeah.
friendship.
Yeah, actually, husband and I were Saturday, we went to have, a London fog, one of my favorite drinks. And we were sitting there like Europeans, people watching and just conversing. And he mentions that he doesn't have a lot of friends. And I was like, well, do you want friends? I don't know. And then I said to him, like, I have a lot of people I know, but when I talk about my inner circle, it's not like, yo, if you're in there, I will say this, if you're in the inner circle and you break the rule, good luck because you're not going
Mm-mm.
back in there. Like I'm
Hear that.
very big on the loyalty thing. And I my rule is I have to feel like if I'm not around and someone talks shit about me, I would know automatically that person would have my
Someone's going to
back.
back you up. Yeah.
If I don't feel that way about you, then you kind of move out of the concentric circle to, hey, how's it going? But you no longer will get the maintenance that I put into a friendship. And he was like, yeah, you are very much like that. He goes, you are the maintainer. He's like, you like to see you like that your friends feel seen and heard and
Mm-hmm.
recognized. And I was like, yeah, am I really like that? He's like, oh yeah, babe, you're really like this. And I think about it and like, I do. I like my friends to feel important. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess my purge moment is if you are if you're reckless with me or you mishandle me, then my vulnerability kicks in and then I can't trust you anymore. And then you're
Yeah, of
out.
course.
Like you're out. And it's one thing about me that I wish I could change is that I wish I could be more forgiving. I can forgive you, but I can never place you back in the center
Yeah.
because there's a part of me that doesn't feel like you have my back. And that is very problematic for someone who like me who values loyalty above
Right.
all
Yeah.
else.
I feel
So
the same way. And when I say that I cut people off, it's not that if we have an encounter like say years down the line or whatever, and I am cognizant of the fact that maybe you might have changed, maybe there's because time allows for people to change, hopefully,
mm,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know what changes have gone on in that person's life. Maybe they've checked themselves and realized like, yeah, I was kind of a dick before and now I need to, now I'm different. I'm open to, seeing that change. I'm just saying that I am guarded. I will continue to
yeah.
keep my distance. And if there is any sort of future encounter between us, great, happy, glad life is doing you well. But it's hard for me to let a person back in that easily.
Yeah.
Really difficult.
I agree. I had a friend, we're still friends now. She did something and we were tight. And I feel bad because I see the effort to get back into the into the middle circle, but
It's hard. It's hard to go back to that. It
it's not
changes
that
the dynamic of
yeah,
a relationship.
but it's
It's not the
also
same.
like it goes down to that one scenario. If somebody was talking shit about Nisha, would
Mm-hmm.
I worry about that person saying something? And if I'm
Yeah.
worried about it, you can't be in the concentric. Because
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I work hard to make my friends feel valued and I want the same back. And
Mm-hmm.
that's my vulnerability. If you can
Yeah.
puncture my defense and you can see a bit of my vulnerability, yo, you lucky. Because you know what you know how paranoid I am, ladies. I don't write diaries. I don't like people reading my thoughts.
Right.
I don't like that stuff. All right. So if I show you a part of my vulnerability, I'm not saying you should feel lucky, but that means we're tight. We're
Yeah.
tight,
We're
tight.
close. Yep.
I
And
hear
so if
you.
I show you vulnerability and you disregard it or you're careless with it, that's a form of purging for me. Like I'm not,
So it's the disloyalty for you.
oh, it's very deep. Like I
Yeah.
will cut a bitch for that. Like it's very deep. And sometimes, Mr. Z said to me, he's like, sometimes you shine too much sun on your friends. I don't know if they know how to take it. Like they don't know how to respond back to you in kind. And I tell them, well, I don't really look for the responding kind. I'm looking for the loyalty in kind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for. So I'm not looking for someone to give me the same amount because I'm me. That's me. It's really who I am. I
Mm-hmm.
really must show that much. Because Mr. Z thinks I'm ridiculous. Like when I had surgery, I brought edible arrangements for the whole nursing staff for thanking them for taking care of me. And he was like, really? And I said, listen, they didn't have to be nice. They could have just done their standard job.
Mm-hmm.
And but when they go above and beyond and they care and they remember your name, people need to be seen. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, that's that. He said, that's that teacher shit coming out. And I was like, well,
Aw.
I don't
Well, it's a
care.
It
I
beautiful
is
love it.
what it
shift.
is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and also it's a way of getting more appointments when you're ready in kindness, when you're kind.
So what do you do when the person may not reciprocate on the same level?
Well, somebody forgot
Does
my
it
birthday
offend
this
you?
year. Oh yeah. No, it's the birthday. That's another test. If you forget my birthday, it's done. Like it's done. Done. I have a friend, we grew up together. He forgot my birthday, and yeah, I'm calling him out. I haven't talked to him in months. I won't even respond back to the texts.
Stop
Oh,
it.
I'm
Stop
come
it.
serious.
on.
I know. No, no. I don't forget yours. Don't forget mine.
Maybe
But
he was
here's the
going through
thing.
something at the
I
Yeah.
time.
don't care.
It
Irrelevant.
happens. No, it's not irrelevant. There are things
It
that
is.
happen in people's lives. They might have a death in the family,
There are
might have
things that
gotten
go on
news
in my
about.
life too. And I'll say, oh, I'm really sorry. I forgot, but happy birthday. Right? So you can do the same. And I'm
I
calling
had
you
a
Right.
out.
I had a very close friend forget my birthday this year too.
And it hurts.
You know what's funny though? I didn't even realize he forgot my birthday until he said that he forgot my birthday. So it didn't really
I
hurt. But I think it's just the nature of, you know, growing up and whatever. And not for nothing, I would never forget his birthday. I don't think I've ever forgotten his
mm,
birthday. But I'm saying like, Mars right, shit does happen. Not for nothing. I think if he did apologize and said, "I'm sorry, happy belated birthday," I think your friendship might be
I
a
may
little
be
bit
forgiving them, maybe.
yeah.
I mean, I realized the friendship I did end, it was because I was the sidekick and
Yeah.
I wasn't being seen.
Yeah,
And I
no.
was
Yeah.
always the ugly fat friend. Apropos,
Oh,
What?
yeah. Oh
jeez.
yeah. So I had a friend like that. And I don't think the friend intended for me to play that role, but that's the role I fell into. The person was very beautiful, very stunning. A lot of people would chase the friend. And
Ah, throw that trash out.
I was
Yeah,
always
that's
like the
dead right there.
chubby lesbian vibe side. And I was like,
Yo,
no,
no, no,
this is
no.
not for me. And so I let that go. But I didn't do it in a good way. I sort of phased out at an important time of the person's life. So I regret that. And I did apologize for that. But I also think that person needs to reflect what role I fell into and how they contributed to that role. So, yeah, but pretty much all the friendships I've had since I was 8, I've maintained. It's a bit of, and I also love one thing about both of you and my friendships is that when you see that I can't give you everything, it signals to my friends that something's going on with me because you know the level of who I am and what I give. And so if I'm dipping, it's almost like a clue to my friends to check in. So I like that. I like that. But a more fun question coming for all of you and viewers, we'd love to hear what you think, or listeners. If you could choose a new name for yourself, what would it be?
I already have. I've chosen a pen name, but it will not be revealed until I actually get a book out there.
Oh, the book. That's
So,
right.
okay, but not your book name, Mar, like another name.
Another name. I need time to think about this one.
Candy.
Well, when I was younger, I wanted to be called Debbie because I love Debbie Gibson, and for some reason, I feel like I could fit a Debbie. Now, I totally don't agree with the Debbie.
I don't think you look like a Debbie.
No, I definitely don't look like a Debbie, but you know, that was that whole growing up in the 80s shit. But anyway, I mean, you already know, I people call me Reina all the time. Like, they don't even think Azar is my name anymore at this point.
I have to say, I love your name. I love it. I love it because I'm a nerd and I like etymology and I like the meanings of names.
The meaning of it, yeah.
Yeah, and like, I also believe people are born into their names and their names provide guidance in who they'll become.
True that.
So I really love your name. Moran. I like your tune too, Moran.
Interesting
I
fact
like my name. I don't want another name.
Oh, no, I like
yes,
your name
go ahead,
too.
Oz.
Sorry, I was just going to say my dad named me, and actually in Iran, my name was such an old lady name. Like, at the time that he named me, it was like Dolores in, like, you know, for like the next generation. And my mom was like, "You really gonna call this baby this old lady's name?" But yeah, he did. And so, you know, when I was growing up, I had a real problem with it because I was just like, ugh, like, what is this name? And people used to mistake me for a boy all the time. But I learned to use that to my advantage as I grew up. And now I fully embrace my name and I love it. And I love your names too, ladies.
I guess
Likewise,
if I had
ladies.
to choose another name, it'd probably be my middle name. I love Nesha. I love that name. And most of my cousins share the same middle name as me. It's a family tradition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I didn't know.
And all of our names rhyme. So there's Sabrina, Salima, Salaika, Zarina. There's a whole bunch of us. Zelina, Zabida, like we all rhyme. So it's pretty funny. My dad wanted to name me Hanifa. My mom was like, fuck no, we won't go. Hanifa, for those of you don't know, my dad's name is Hanif, which actually used to be what Muslims used to be called before they were called Muslims. They were called Hanifs. And my dad wanted to call me Hanifa. So my mom made a deal with him that if I was a boy, he could name me. And if it was a girl, then my mother would name me. My mom said she knew I was a girl from the moment she was pregnant. So she felt like she had an edge on my father. And she had this cute little neighbor who had a girl named Sabrina. And she named me Sabrina. Sabrina is actually a little bit of a fucked up name. Some river princess who drowns herself. I'm like, that's not cool. Right? That's not cool. But I always loved Anisha. I love that. I love that name. I love it. But if I had to have another name, I would have
Candy earlier.
Candy.
That was for you. That was for you, though, Mar.
No, I ain't doing no stripper name. That's just not happening.
Why is Candy a stripper name, though?
I mean, I just associated with you with your twerking.
I would have chosen
Candy.
I would have chose Indra. I love that name.
Ooh, that's Indra. I like it.
I love Indra, the Hindu goddess of thunder, and I like that. I love that name. I loved Indra. But I like Nesha.
I like the name Hadia also.
That's pretty.
Hadia is a
Yeah.
pretty name. I used that in a short story earlier this year.
Oh,
I thought
nice.
that name was so beautiful.
Does it mean gift? Because that's what it means in Farsi, or like a variation of
I
it.
don't know. I used it as a name for an Indian Canadian character.
Hadia. Is
So
she Muslim?
yeah,
Because it sounds like a Muslim.
with two A's in the name, and
Look at
no,
you.
three A's, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Other than the secret pen name, I'm good with my name. I like Miranda. I like my name spelled all with three A's as opposed to the Miranda that everyone
I
just
love
assumes. I love the way American guys say it, Miranda. It's like, no, it's Miranda, but I appreciate that. Yes.
Miranda.
No,
But that's
the West
exactly
Indian
it.
way.
It's the Caribbean way. Phonetically, that's how they pronounce those names. It's Miranda as opposed to Miranda, you know.
I also love my aunt's name who passed away, Zorina. And none of us have that actually, but I loved her name. They used to call her Auntie Chinny because she had like Chinese looking eyes. You know how it is in the Caribbean.
Whoa.
But I know
West Indian
it's
people.
the one who looks, it's the aunt that you both think I look alike a lot.
Oh, you look
alike.
exactly like her.
Yeah.
Yep. You are
my
definitely her
Zarina.
twin for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to my cousins. I'm sorry in advance, but a lot of people used to send me home. Fun fact, a lot of people used to send me home with Indian families in elementary school, and my mother would come to school, be like, "Where's my kid?" And they would be like, "Who's your kid?" And be like, "This is my kid." And then my mom would be like, "Where the fuck is my kid?" And luckily, they used to send me home with a family that was Indian that I was friends with. So luckily, my mom would be like, you know, my mother, she'd come in and she'd be like, "Yo, stop sending my kid home with this other family. I am her mother. I am her mother." And they would be like, "Okay, okay." So this is going to be a hard question for me. I think we'll get several answers from Oz. But what do you love about your hometown?
Hometown? Current hometown?
Hometown is the place that you were born in. I'm defining it as
the place you were born in, or
that is your hometown. Let me look
you
up.
Spent most of your adult life.
You're just trying to get away from it. Okay, hold on.
No,
what is the definition of hometown? For me, it's where you're born.
And then there's hometown. They can be two totally different things.
It says you have a choice. It's the town of one's birth, early life, or one's present fixed residence. So you have a choice there.
Damn, yo, that's a lot of different towns for me.
That's just one goddamn city for me, though. Can you just talk about that sadness?
Yeah.
What do we like about our hometown?
It says, what do you love about your hometown?
Do you love about your hometown? The food, first and foremost.
But which hometown are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we
talking about? Montreal. Yeah. Okay. The food and the fact that, just the mix of cultures in this city, and that you can go, 1 or 2 hours outside and be in a cool place as well. Outside of the city, as in like going to northern Quebec or eastern Quebec. I've traveled around this province a bit, and it's actually okay. It's cool. Which always surprises me why we have a government that's so stupid, but that's a whole other different show. And going across the border to Vermont, where you can also easily see another really cool place. It's just it's the food and the fact that it is within proximity to other cool places that you can go to and enjoy. I would say those two things, and the culture, of course.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Which place are we going with?
I'm going New York City, baby. I'm going New York City. This is home to me. I've lived here the longest. And I mean, I definitely have some places about Tehran, but let's be real. New York City, I love the energy in New York City. The energy is palpable. You can literally feel it. Like when I leave New York and I come back, I'm like, oh, like it's such a relief for me to come back and feel this energy. It gives me life. It's inspiring. What else? I love that this is the birthplace of hip hop, and I know, Nisha, that
I
you would
do love
feel me
that.
on that. You would feel me on that.
Absolutely.
And by virtue of that, for me, I feel like the way people talk here, the slang, like it's
The swag.
I've been here for 18 years, and I love it so much because I associate it with hip hop. So it's crazy, like, like just listening to people talk on the street, or literally you walk down the street and you hear people with this accent that I'm so familiar with from the music that I
Mm-hmm.
fucking love, and the language, and the personality and the character of it all. And it's like, it's like
They're
I'm living my
living.
dream. Yeah, like I feel like I'm literally living my dream in New York City. And
And when
and the
I
fact
hear
that it
about,
is
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, and the fact that literally anywhere you walk, granted it's not diverse in the way that Montreal is diverse, that everything is blended together, but you could literally have a different experience in every different neighborhood that's
Neighborhood,
in
yeah.
New York City. So
I
in
also think
itself, it's like being in multiple places at once.
I keep interrupting you, but I want to
It's
say, I
okay.
think one of the things that I love is your passion, and like it makes me want to like New York more.
Well, to
Right?
like
Because I
it.
love
You
I
don't like it.
love hip hop, right? I love hip hop. I was thinking about it recently, and I love hip hop. It's my favorite genre of music. And I think because it's so creative and it brings together other types of music. Um, so I feel like I have to work on this relationship with New York because I love hip hop. And I've also realized that I also love West Coast hip hop a lot too. But that could be because I spent so much time up in the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
What do I love about Montreal? Ay, 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 ay. So,
There's stuff that you love. You just talked about the
yeah,
trees.
the trees are nice and the trees are non-political. So that's great. Um,
Politics aside, let's leave politics out of
okay,
it.
Yeah.
honestly, what I love about Montreal, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is true. I love being bilingual. I love the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity of learning two languages. And I just wish they would find more creative ways to encourage people to speak French other than legal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
how about
one.
that? I love
So
that.
I
I
do
agree with
I
you.
I love being bilingual. I What I love about Montreal is that you can walk anywhere. It's a very pedestrian city.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. You can walk a lot of places in Montreal. Um, and I also have to, I can't believe again, I love that Montreal has its own kind of little vibe. It's very interesting to explain through the history of Quebec and the distinctiveness and the okay, distinct and distinctiveness and its uniqueness that it's cultivated. What I do love about Montreal is Montreal kind of beats on its own rhythm. Like the
Mm-hmm.
underground hip hop in Montreal is different. We're very different from the rest of Canada. I do appreciate our identity because I've been all over Canada. Don't get me wrong. Nova Scotia, Halifax has got its vibe. Toronto's got its vibe. Vancouver has its vibe. But Montreal has a
It's a unique
like Montreal
culture.
has, yeah, it has an ego. Montreal has an
Right.
ego. It's very interesting with Montreal. It has an ego. Like, oh, y'all don't want to come to our city? Well, fuck y'all.
No
Like, fuck
problem.
y'all. We don't care. We don't care. Oh, you want to go to Toronto? Fuck y'all. Like it's a bit of like they puff up their chest a bit. So I do think we have a bit of yeah. So being bilingual, pedestrian city, the food, yeah, I agree, Mar. Like you can get real fucking fat in Montreal. The food is good.
This is my struggle.
I know. So I have a funny question. Maybe it will be the last one. We have two more, I think, that we can answer. If you were a teacher, what rule or rules would you make?
Hmm.
Who are the students?
You define all this. You're the teacher.
Teacher rules. Um. Hmm. Teacher rules.
This one is hilarious for me.
This one is hard. I mean, you probably have a ton of rules.
Yeah, you go first. Tell us a couple
Oh, my
examples
Put
so
us
we have
rules?
on to
something
some
to work
rules.
with.
My rules are there's a time and a place. I live by that one single rule. I actually posted
It's a good
in
one.
my classroom, there's a time and a place. It falls into everything you need to know. You need to go to the bathroom, there's a time and a place. You need to shout, there's a time and a place. You want to do something, there's a time and a place. You want to fuck with me, there's a time and a place.
Is there though? Is there
Because
a time and
there
place to
is.
fuck with
Well,
you?
there are times where they can challenge me, of course. You have to allow that critical
Not on
discourse.
your birthday.
Not no, I'm not even at school on my birthday. But that is the ultimate rule I've lived by for the last 22 years. There's a time and a place. Like
Mhm.
you want to have fun in class, that's great. There's a time. Do the work, and then you have the time. I really believe in them understanding that every action has a consequence. And
Mm.
if you don't fulfill something, I cannot give you something. I'm very clear about this. Like in my classroom, there's different education philosophies and blah, 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 blah. But for me, it's a time and a place. You can always gain favor with me if the work is done. It's the number one thing, and all the kids know it. There's a whole video out there about me, how to survive my class. And they all say, yeah, there's a whole video. I saw it recently. They play it. It's like
This is
a
on
urban
YouTube?
legend.
I
I
want
don't
to see
know
it.
actually. It's an urban legend, but I recently saw it and it tells the grade sevens, if you want to be in Jafrali's class, do the work.
How to
That's it.
survive Dr. J. Surviving
Yeah.
Dr. J.
So for me, and it comes from Ecclesiastics, it is a Bible verse, but it's a Bible verse that has always stuck with me. There's a time and a place. And I live by that. You like they want to go to the bathroom, is your work done? You want to talk to your friends, are you done? Like I just
Mm.
really, really believe very strongly and there's a time and a place because you can have a lot of fun when things are done. And yeah, and I think it also encounters all learning or neurodiversity, time and a place. I tell them all the time. So it's a big poster, a big long banner in my room. There's a
Mm.
time and a place. And they know. They know.
Mhm. I have
So,
one just based on my children, and I guess this would extend to school. I have a big thing for respecting when people
mm,
are speaking. So one of the things I don't like is when my kids cut each other off, or when they are or talk to each other while I'm speaking, or talk to someone else while I'm speaking. Like, listen, we don't spend hours talking to each other, right? Like, you go to school, I go to work, blah blah. But when we are speaking with each other, I expect active listening, just like I actively listen to you. So I think for me, my rule would be, if someone is speaking, everybody pays attention and listens, and there is, a time and a place
and a
for people
place.
to speak.
Yeah.
So respect, your peers, respect your teacher, and when someone is speaking, just give them that respect of attention.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
It all falls under time and a place. They need to
Yeah.
know.
Mm.
There you go, Mar.
Mar.
You
I
thought of
would
one?
I would say um probably maybe a rule around being discreet. Um I forget what proverb it is, but it's a proverb about the something about like a fool lets everyone
No.
see their emotions and see everything about their life. And I feel like knowing how incredibly sensitive kids are and knowing how mean we can be, sometimes it's best just to keep things quiet and be discreet and don't say
Yeah.
anything. You don't need to
Mm-hmm.
be like, I get it, you want to be the class clown, you want to be all out for everybody to see what you're doing. And sometimes that can be really terrible because if everyone knows everything about you, you are fodder for all kinds of attacks and all kinds of things. And I feel like that's something that maybe more kids need to understand, especially in this tickety tackety world of ours. You
Yeah.
know, you throw everything on Instagram, you throw everything on TikTok, and it's like, what do you have left for yourself? You
Okay.
Nothing.
know?
Social
There,
emotional learning. That's
Yeah.
what that's called.
this
I
reminds
feel
me
like that would be a good rule to follow.
this reminds me of a saying someone told me: loose lips sink ships.
Yeah.
So, don't
You don't need to
dig
put
your
it
own
all out
hole.
there.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Like,
don't
just
believe that though.
Oh, I know
They
they
don't
don't.
believe that.
But we know that the internet never forgets, that whatever you put out there, there's always going to be someone who will dig up your past. And
Right.
it doesn't matter how many years go by or what lessons you've learned, or the fact that you are probably not going to be the same person as that person was, 5 years from now. But it doesn't matter, because you put it out there and now everyone uses it as a weapon.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And it's a very hard lesson. I often tell parents that you want to create opportunities for your kids to redeem.
mhm.
And I tell kids, you don't want to do anything that you cannot create an exit for yourself. And I learned that lesson very strongly, or I learned that lesson very harshly this year when we had a student who was killed. And the kid who did it will never have a path of redemption. And it really it really hurt me as a teacher, because you want to go through, like, they don't have their brains not fully developed, whatever, and
Yeah.
they're bound to be assholes. Like, that's one thing as a teacher you can always guarantee. You can't guarantee adults, you can't guarantee the government, but you can guarantee that the age group between 12 and 17, the shit you will see, you're like, yo, there's nothing else they can do. They're very innovating, they're unpredictable. You expect that as a teacher. But what you're hoping for is, once they finish all this and they go through this time in their lives, they have a path forward. And that's something that I really try to protect for them. I keep telling them, don't do it, because you close your options to you. And social media makes it much harder. Much harder.
Here's a quote from Plato. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something.
Yeah. Well, in high school, they're all fools just trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Trying to figure it out, trying to get attention, and you just don't know how that can be used against you in the future.
Absolutely. Well, that was our game edition of Our Moments. Yay.
Thank you,
Our
Game
moments.
Master or Game Mistress.
Mistress.
Game Mistress.
I loved it.
Mistress,
I love game editions. So I'm going to see if we can play a version of Cards Against Humanity. I'm going to see if I can figure it out. Like with the three of us virtually. But until then, listeners, we'd love to hear what your alternative name would be, or your teacher rule. Or here's a question we didn't get to answer. Is it ever okay to lie? Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I love these games.
I love
these games. And a lot of these cards are inspirational for me for assignments. I often come up with the school assignments from the games. So
I like it.
I know, I love it. So thank you for being here for another game edition. And we will see you in episode 36, when maybe we're doing album reviews or romantic getaways.
Who knows?
We'll figure it out. But we love you guys. It's been messy as usual.
Thanks, guys. Peace.
Peace.